Hi, welcome back to the 30-day gratitude system. How are you doing? Today is day 14. Can you believe it? Thanks for being with me for the past 13 days. Today I would like to talk about two people I met in my life. The first name is Jack Horner. Jack Horner. Do you know that name? Have you heard that name? Jack Horner is the paleontology advisor for all the Jurassic Park movies. However, he is much more than that. Jack Horner did a lot of work in paleontology, specifically in the space of dinosaurs. And he has the credit to make the knowledge about the dinosaurs so popular. He has written several books to make dinosaurs and paleontology popular. He has unearthed, literally, a lot of information about what we know about dinosaurs today. So, a truly remarkable person, a true achiever. I met Jack Horner about 7-8 years ago. I met him for an interview. One of his statements from that interview still remain in my mind. He said, "Stop reading, start doing." Yes, it makes sense. It makes sense in the fact that if you learn from your experiences, it's more valuable than learning it from what others have done. However, learning from experiences is extremely important to Jack Horner as a person. You see, although he is known as one of the top authorities of dinosaurs and paleontology in the world, do you know that he doesn't even own an undergraduation degree? Is it because he dropped out from school and started doing things? Not exactly. He was known as a bad student. His teachers had written him off. People thought he was not going to become anything. But he had a dream to know more about dinosaurs, know more about paleontology. He kept believing in himself. So, although he couldn't continue with his studies, he worked on his own on knowing more about paleontology, and he wanted to research more on that. But he had a challenge. His challenge was nobody would give him a job because of his lack of enough qualification. So he decided that in order for him to learn more, he will go and work in a research facility where whatever role he gets. He got a call from Princeton University to work there as an assistant. Although he was doing a lot of research work there, he couldn't do some work, he couldn't sign some documents, he couldn't publish some papers because he did not have a PhD. And it was during those Princeton days in his 30s that he realized that he was severely dyslexic, and that's what caused his inability to learn. But when he was a student, he didn't know about that. But once he got to know about it, he was relieved because now he got the answer for some of those questions that was nagging him all through his life. Today, Jack Horner is well respected for the work he did, and he's continuing to do his work. He's in his 70s and he's from the US. The second person is Hitesh Ramchandani, Singaporean motivational speaker in his 20s. If you know him, you would know that he's affected by cerebral palsy. When all other children were running around in his school, he was bound on his wheelchair. The first time I met him about 6 years ago, at that time, he wanted to become a motivational speaker, but he was terrified of speaking. When other children were looking for opportunities to become a part of the sports team, he had a dream to get up from his wheelchair and walk. But his doctors had told him that he will never be able to do that. His dream took him forward, gave him the strength, and one day he woke up from the wheelchair and he not only did walk, he became a Paralympic champion. If you look at these two people, what we see is that they are from two different continents. They are from entirely two different generations. And they also had a lot of reasons to sit back and tell the world that I'm not able to achieve what you are achieving because I have a condition. But they were not willing to do that. They had a dream and they were willing to do everything to make that dream possible. As Hitesh's book title says, better than normal, they have achieved much more than many other people. I'm not saying that you should disregard a physical disability or your learning disability. What I'm saying is that as long as you have a dream, you look at what is your next breakthrough to achieve that dream. If a person has a dream to become the next Bill Gates, he or she should not be looking at what is Bill Gates' next breakthrough. They should actually look inside, look what they need to pick up, what they need to learn, what are the barriers they need to break. And they have to come up with their own next breakthroughs so that in the end, they could become someone like their inspirational figure. So today's gratitude theme is inspirational figures and how to follow your inspirational figures. So the gratitude task for today, the first component, the gratitude component is look back in your life. Did you have inspirational figures in your life? Did you try to do something so that you could become someone like them? These figures do not have to be someone famous or someone successful in the conventional sense. It could be one of your family members, someone you have seen, some stranger, or whoever it is. Are you grateful for that? Are you grateful for knowing them, knowing what they did, inspiring your aspirations, as well as inspiring your actions? Follow some gratitude routines that we discussed before so that you can express that gratitude internally to yourself as well as externally to those people. For the second component of our gratitude task, here is what you can do. Think about a person who you see as your role model. That person doesn't have to be a role model in every area, but some specific area or some specific areas. In order to become someone like that person, what are certain things that you can do in the next 2 weeks? What are some of the personal breakthroughs that you can achieve in the next 2 weeks? What can you do in the next 2 weeks to challenge yourself to become closer to someone like that person? So that is the gratitude task for today. I'll see you tomorrow with another gratitude task. Till then, be safe, be happy, and bye-bye.